Hey everybody, welcome to today's session. This is the next in a series of online events that I'm doing to help businesses during this really difficult time. My goal really is to bring the business community together so we can work together to help our businesses grow during a difficult time. Hey, let me know the struggles that you're having with marketing, with just about anything you need related to your business. Go ahead and ask questions. And if you're not sure how to ask questions, move your mouse down to the bottom of the screen. That will reveal the Q&A, the chat, and the raise hand button. So go ahead during the course of this event, ask questions. I will be answering. We are live. And let me know using the chat button what city you're joining me from today. Use Q&A to ask questions. You can actually use either one. They'll both work. Also, do me a favor. Right now, raise your hand using the control panel and let me know that you can hear and see me well, okay? All right, so the topic is marketing to millennials. So welcome to this session. And this is a 20-minute version of a 90-minute workshop. So here's what I'm going to teach you in the next 20 minutes. It's about marketing to millennials and giving you a sense of what the kids, if you will, are into these days. So are you ready? Here we go. It seems that everyone is trying to understand the millennials, even the millennials themselves. The term millennial was coined by authors William Strauss and Neil Howe, but the media is largely credited for adopting the term and further helping to define it. Prior to that, you may have heard the terms Generation Y, like Generation X, with a play on why, like why me, or Generation Me, as well as some other terms that were floated around. But in the end, millennials stuck. Even the age range for millennials is a topic of debate. Generally, anyone born between 1984 and 2004 can be lumped into that millennial category, but many argue it's not so much the dates that are important, but rather behavioral characteristics. Hey, my name is Countess. I'm a 40-year marketing veteran. I'm in my 20th year as a consultant helping businesses of all sizes grow. And prior to that, I was a senior marketing executive at 3 large Fortune 50 companies. And in my 40 years as a marketer, I've really done it all. Mostly what I do is help businesses with strategic and tactical marketing and communications, targeted marketing, helping you understand how to market your business by targeting your exact audience and not wasting time and money marketing to people who probably don't have an interest in your product. We work on lead generation with you, brand awareness, marketing automation, which is increasingly important to businesses as we try to get more done with less. I've done disaster communication, crisis communication, just about everything. My company is the Countess Group. We are now in our 20th year. We help businesses just like yours gain an unfair advantage over your competition with targeted marketing. All right, so let's get going. This guy here, it means a Gen Xer could now be called a millennial by virtue of his affinity for Snapchat, craft coffee, and tight jeans, especially if he had that tidy handlebar mustache. Needless to say, not everyone is in agreement with that kind of a definition. It does raise an important point for marketers. Millennial is a very complicated concept that they need to understand in order to connect with clients. The people in this bracket are quickly becoming the key buyers and decision makers of today. On a daily basis, they spend more money than any other bracket. A particular set of behaviors and interests define millennial, which I'll talk about more during our session. Some historical context helps, though, too. They grew up with the internet and are used to a world of having everything right at their fingertips. In 2007, when the iPhone was introduced, the oldest of millennials were freshly out of college, and the youngest of them were still in diapers. The ones born in 1988 or later were able to have a Facebook account in high school, and half of millennials have never lived in a world without Amazon, which was founded in 1994. The first point to understand is that small businesses have an advantage with millennials. The millennial generation shares common interests and perspectives worldwide, thanks to the internet creating global communities online, not to mention the international impact of the Great Recession. For businesses doing digital marketing, this emphasizes just how important it is to understand them, but it can be a little difficult. This is a generation that grew up immersed in cutting-edge digital culture, but also has a strong nostalgic streak. For example, digital music continues to gain popularity, and yet millennials love vinyl records and cassette tapes, right? While outsiders see them as overly preoccupied with taking selfies, they're actually quite motivated by humanitarian causes like protecting the environment or human rights issues. And they're drawn to products that exude human craft and care. But rather than exit Main Street culture like the hippies of the 70s, they're quite content to balance that interest with mass-produced technologies. And they love to champion small business. That's where we as business owners have a very distinct advantage. And yet, only 15% of small businesses actually market directly to millennials. Some businesses are in a great position to attract their attention. 3 qualities of small business that resonate with millennials can be summed up as craft, quirk, and pluck. What does that mean, you ask? Well, let's break it down. Craft, millennials love products that have a beautiful design and are handmade with high quality. They especially love to discover the people behind the work, the real people working for the brand, investing creative energy and sweat equity. On quirk, millennials are drawn especially to unique brands, and they really get into niche businesses. For them, the business's location and its investment in the surrounding community, both physically and online, really matter. Nostalgic and fashion-conscious brands catch their eye. And yes, this background image is of a special form of yoga, which incorporates goats into its routine. How's that for quirk? And pluck. Brands that get noticed are the ones that have a little healthy attitude or that have the audacity to take on the world or big business. And most importantly, a brand that stands up for humanitarian causes can be nearly as attractive to a millennial as the product or service they sell. To them, patronizing the brand can become a matter of joining a cause or sticking it to the man. Brands that demonstrate these 3 qualities in their company culture, their products and services, and especially their marketing, tend to attract millennials. We're going to look at a company whose success with millennials is a great example to learn from. SandCloud, a beach lifestyle brand that primarily provides stylish beach towels, is growing at a rocket pace, and their prime client base is millennials. Co-founder Brandon Label, himself a millennial, gives us a peek under the hood to see how his brand was able to connect with his clients. First, have a cause and attract ambassadors. The first thing you'll notice about SandCloud's website, even before you see the product, is a call to protect the ocean, live to give. And we see a declaration that 10% of their proceeds are donated back to the company's marine life partners. Brandon says their cause is at the heart of their business and pervades every area of their marketing strategy. This kind of strategy is also called cause marketing. Millennials love to shop to support. The idea that their purchase supports a cause and that by supporting a brand, they can be socially responsible. In fact, 2016's millennial survey, Winning Over the Next Generation, found that 87% of millennials around the world believe that business should be measured in terms of more than just financial performance. Consumers are looking for brands that demonstrate social responsibility. Brands that fail to demonstrate that they back a cause will fall behind the brands that do. And in the long run, supporting a cause is good for small businesses for a number of reasons beyond marketing to millennials. it's important to consider how your business's cause aligns with what you do. Now, if the millennial generation has taught us anything about life in the internet age, it's that humans are capable of experiencing life online and offline simultaneously. To keep up, brands need to find a way to seamlessly bridge the gap between online and offline. In the world of marketing lingo, this is affectionately known as online to offline, or O2O. It's the act of finding clients online and bringing them to physical buying experiences. And it can be flipped the other way too, to mean taking offline physical experiences and turning them into online moments worth sharing. Think about it. You have a mobile phone on your person all the time. You wear a Fitbit or an Apple Watch. Your car instantly connects to your devices. Millennials have no problem taking the physical world into the digital. In fact, they, rather than being wowed by tech innovation like older generations, they just expect it. Small businesses aren't somehow at a disadvantage when it comes to merging online and offline experiences. It's not about having a big budget or a super high-tech product integration. In fact, as a small business, you're in a position to make your O2O experience more authentic and personalized. Now, there are some things to keep in mind. Remember to plan out cohesive campaigns and brand experiences that have defined online and offline components. Keep your offline audience interacting with you online. Use branded hashtags to encourage social sharing of the offline experience. Use QR codes to take offline print directly to digitally enhanced online experience. And use online interactions to drive offline events or storefronts. This can be as simple as a coupon valid for a specific location or event, or a social whisper campaign that builds buzz and capitalizes on FOMO. Think like SoundCloud. They promoted their offline beach cleanup online via social chat with their network, email invites to ambassadors, and alerts about the opportunity to participate, as well as get free stuff. While at the event, participants were encouraged to share their experience with their social network in the form of photos and videos, as well as the use of hashtags. While social media has changed the world, the millennials are the early adopters who vetted new platforms as they emerged. Social media has defined millennials as much as they've influenced the evolution of social media. Of course, social media isn't solely for millennials. Gen Z, the post-millennial generation, has already started to use social media in their own unique way. Gen Xers and baby boomers have adopted social in their own ways too. In fact, of all the spaces where the term millennial tends to refer more to a specific set of behaviors rather than simply an age bracket, it's social media. As I've been talking about, millennial social use is a reflection of the fear of missing out and experience sharing lifestyle. When millennials interact with brands, they look for the experience. The experience can be related to the craft aspect for the brand, the human interactions, or the beauty of the product, or it can relate to the quirk aspect, the nostalgia or local community connection, or even the pluck of the brand, the audacity to take on the world or champion a cause. In fact, 1/3 of millennials identify social media as one of their preferred channels for communicating with businesses, while less than 5% of those 55 and older agree. It's important to keep in mind where millennials hang out and how they use social. We think of millennials as simply flocking to the latest and greatest social platform. After all, they're the ones who popularized the phrase, "I was doing X before it was cool." And it's true that in some cases, as Gen Xers and older millennials caught on to the popular platforms like Facebook, some millennials moved on because, hey, my parents are on here. Heck, they've already begun to complain about Snapchat for the same reason. But that's not the whole story. Yes, millennials do tend to follow trends, but that doesn't mean that they've all abandoned the older social media platforms. It's much more complicated than you think. Snapchat is the boisterous newbie in the social media space, but Instagram, which has been around for years, remains popular among millennials. In fact, it's continued to compete strongly with Snapchat for millennials' attention, with the addition of their own version of stories and live broadcasting. Sure, we think of them as young and free, but the truth is a large percentage of millennials are in their 30s. As millennials age, they'll more readily settle on social platforms that they've been using and less likely to move on. Look, 41% of millennials are still on Facebook. So yes, you can count on millennials being very interested in the next social fad, but you can also count on reaching millennials in the platforms that have been around for a while too. All of this should come as good news for you. It means you can pair where your brand naturally hangs out with your interest in connecting with millennials. When developing your social media strategy for reaching millennials, keep in mind the purpose of the platform and the way it's used. This may sound obvious, but your interactions should follow community standards, especially as millennials are using it. For example, the Instagram community responds to photos that are well rendered and original. Many brands bumble their way through Instagram by making the mistake of sharing stock content or resharing the same images over and over and over again. You can't build an engaged audience that way. For every social platform, you've got to first understand how the platform works and then consider how you could use it. Brands that churn out new, interesting, meaningful content on a regular basis are the ones that are killing it. Now, this may seem strange, I know, but you've got to relate to people. Brandon at SandCloud agrees that the key to social media, and in fact, all aspects of marketing to millennials, is authenticity. Okay, so authenticity has achieved buzzword status, but the essence of the concept remains important. Your brand must have a genuine, approachable personality that shines through all of your interactions. You see, millennials have what's popular being called a BS meter when it comes to digital marketing tactics. Chris Woodward, co-founder at Handle.com, describes it best. We've been bombarded our whole lives by the same standards of advertising and can smell a sales pitch from a mile away. We're being sold something every step of the way. Before we can watch a YouTube video, before we can watch a TV episode on Hulu, before we can even finish scrolling our Facebook newsfeed. The millennial BS meter can identify a sales effort a mile away. And if it's not welcome, they'll tune it out. They don't respond to digital marketing like that. Instead, they prefer to relate to brands and buy when they're ready. This means that brands must remember that they're interacting with a social network rather than a whole lot of prospects. To do it right, every interaction should feel natural to your audience. Brandon defined the authenticity of the SandCloud brand in this way. We don't try to be cool, we just try to relate to people. And that's what social is all about. You can be cool, just don't spend your efforts trying to be cool. That's inauthentic. Instead, spend your efforts relating to your audience. Your followers would totally think that's cool and authentic. So let's look at some practical ways on relating to your audience. Identify why your clients would want to relate to you. Your cause is a powerful connection that enables you to have a multidimensional conversation with your audience. Remember that they're interested in the human element of your small business. Video with the real people behind the scenes will make your business come alive to your audience. Creating and sharing your own original content feels way more authentic than barraging your audience with recycled memes and quotable quotes. And yes, people do respond to these, but in moderation. Sprinkle them into your mix rather than making them your mainstay. Consider in 2013, Nielsen ran a poll asking what forms of advertising people trusted. The majority, 84%, said they trust a recommendation from a friend. And as a brand, you can create the perception that you are a member of a network of friends, transparent and trustworthy. Ephemeral content is a powerful tool to create that impression. Consider this. Platforms like Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and more provide ephemeral content. Authentic interactions work best with ephemeral content. Short, engaging bursts do very well. You can create customized geotags. Those are special filters that appear to people in specific geographic areas to enhance your events or local promotions. And this works really well for creating the feeling that your followers are insiders, getting sneak peeks at new products, special deals, and exclusive events. And this kind of content simply means content that exists for a period of time and then disappears. Millennials have latched on to this content, and it's quickly becoming a powerful way for marketers to connect with millennial audiences. Internet video encompasses a wide variety of applications, from live streaming videos on social to webinars and other recorded videos. It can be embedded in an email, shared on social, or found in search. It can be created by a 7-year-old on a smartphone, or a Fortune 500 company with a big budget, and anyone in between. In fact, millennials are used to discovering video that competes for their attention against a wide variety of content in a number of contexts. As a result, millennials tend to lean toward video that's easily and quickly consumed. The best video gets right to the point. It entertains, whether it's funny or visually beautiful or emotionally moving. It should capture the imagination. It targets the right audience. Millennials get annoyed with irrelevant content, and it must be compatible with mobile devices. 85% of millennials have a smartphone, and they consume most digital content through that device. Some ways to create mobile-ready video: caption the spoken parts so the video can be watched without sound, and keep it short. Imagine they're watching this in between meetings or at a subway station. Distractions abound, and they'll scroll past lengthy content. In a way, live video streaming was always inevitable, given the millennial interest in authentic social media interactions. With live video, users can stream an event and interact with the audience as they post comments and other kinds of responses. This type of video provides immediacy, spontaneity, and instant feedback. The big familiar platforms offer live video streaming: Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Periscope for Twitter, but they're not the only ones that offer it. You may want to explore the field in which to see which platform would work best for going live with your audience. Hey, the bottom line, fundamentally, marketing to millennials is really about staying current with the trends in a personalized and authentic way. If you want to market to millennials, you have to market like a millennial. Take a page out of Sandcloud's book. Millennials like simplicity. They don't want your brand in their face, Brandon said. They aren't into gimmicks or kitschy offers. They want to be involved with a brand that makes them feel good, that syncs with the social media streams that they've carefully crafted. They don't want to follow brands that produce uninteresting content any more than they would want to follow a stranger with vastly different political views. Despite the cliche, millennials aren't kids anymore. They're making buying decisions. They're running businesses. They're the ones who make or break social media platforms. It's okay not to fully understand them, but it's not okay to ignore them. The longer you go, the more outdated your business will look. Okay? So There's a great way that you can stay on top of all of this stuff. It's to automate. And we have an opportunity for you to take advantage of some of the stuff that's out there. You get a 14-day trial of most everything we have on our website. Go to thecountessgroup.com/offers. This is part of what an automated sequence can look like, where you get in front of somebody and whether they act or don't act, we have another sequence that will make sure that you get your message out in front of them automatically. It can be scheduled, in fact, up to a year in advance. Hey, if you're ready to take your business to the next level, take action. Go to our website, it's thecountessgroup.com, and look over on the extreme right-hand side where you see the arrow pointing to the circle. That's where you can find offers that are free trials with no credit card required. And the automation tools that are up there are fabulous. We only partner with the top companies. And if you're really ready to get started, you can get a great automation platform called Keep for just $99 a month for up to 2,500 contacts. And that saves you $150 a month. It's month to month with no contracts. My question for you is, what will your 2020 look like if you don't do anything different than you did last year? I think I know the answer, and you probably do too. I've got 3 actions for you to take this week. Are you ready? Here's number 1. Review your marketing. Is it delivering the results you need to succeed? If not, you need to take more action. Here's number 2. Schedule a consultation with me. Sign up for an appointment. It's a free 15-minute consultation with no sales pitch. And sign up for our events too. Just like what you're watching right now, you can sign up on our website for all of our upcoming events. And number 3, we've got something called Marketing Made Easy. It's an online class that you can attend every week, and we have a full website that we're building out with all kinds of assets that will help you learn how to run your business more effectively. Go to thecountessgroup.com/easy. Hey, if marketing isn't something you do every day, or maybe you do it every day and you're not sure that you're keeping your skills totally up to date, then join me for the Marketing Made Easy membership club. That's something we're doing every week. It's a call that's limited to just a few people. So you'll join for a monthly membership fee with no contracts. Every week, we will talk about automation, emails, social media, websites, you name it, anything related to marketing. And I also welcome suggestions. So as a member, you'll be able to not only access this entire group of people that join, but also you'll have weekly access to me live, and I'll be providing weekly downloads, and you'll have a private place on the web where you can download the content that you see during these calls. So join me. It's the Marketing Made Easy marketing group, and you can find more information on our website. Check out the URL below. Okay, and now it's time to go to Q&A, and if you're not sure where the Q&A button is, move your mouse down to the bottom of the screen. Make sure the webinar is active. Move your mouse down to the bottom of the screen. That will reveal the Q&A, chat, and raise hand buttons. Hey, my name's Ken Countess. I'm Managing Director of the Countess Group. We help businesses just like yours gain an unfair advantage over your competition by teaching you how to do targeted marketing, or we'll do it for you. We're a full-service marketing consultancy, so just about anything you need to market your business, we can help you with. Strategic marketing, email, social media, maybe your website isn't performing the way you'd like it to be. We can help you with all of this. And why hire us? It's because we're a team of over 30 people with over 40 years of marketing experience. And we can coach you, or we can do it for you. And finally, take time to absorb and practice what you've seen today. I know that I've thrown a lot at you over the last few minutes. Call me if you have any questions. We'll all get through this challenging time by working together. Okay, so we're going to go to Q&A. I'll take a look at the Q&A and chat boxes to see what you've entered. By the way, if you haven't already done so, also let me know what city you have joined us from today. And while you're thinking about questions or jotting them in the chat box or Q&A box, also make sure you make a note to check out our website where you can find replays, you can sign up for upcoming events, get those free trials I mentioned, schedule a consultation, and more. It's at thecountessgroup.com. And also make sure you connect with me on all those social channels I talked about, Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter, Instagram and YouTube. Just about anywhere you are on social media, you can find us. I have an ask for you. Make sure that you share my emails, share my social media posts, and like my social pages. That will, of course, expand our reach, but also establishes you as a credible source of information for people that follow you, that you have found somebody who's provided you with some really amazing information to help you grow your business. And by the way, we present 30-minute long and hour-long events every week. Go to thecountessgroup.com for details. You can find replays of many of our webinars there. And also you can find about 150 plus videos on YouTube at youtube.com/countessgroup. And please be sure to join me for another webinar. You can sign up at thecountessgroup.com/events. Hey, thanks for joining me.